Hey y'all, it's been a while since I've done a long-form video, huh? Well, in preparation for my upcoming Miraculous AU/project, I ended up actually being on time for a season finale. I missed the mark for the last one by 3 years, so I thought, let's give it another try. With Secret Protocol just releasing and Nemesis coming out in a few days, I wanted to take this time and discuss who could be the traitor on the Miraculous team. We know that there will be a traitor, and it'll most likely either come from one of the Miraculous or Natalie. Probably Natalie. But who's to say I can't look at other possibilities? I mean, with what just happened in the last episode, anything can happen. I think it's best to start off by ruling out which characters are probably not the traitor. For this, I ruled out Ladybug, Cat Noir, Carapace, King Monkey, Pegasus, Miss Hound, Bunix, Minotaurix, Polymouse, Purple Tigress, and Pigella. And I will be using this photo to keep track of who's not the traitor and who's left. In my case, for not being Marinette/Ladybug and Cat Noir/Adrian, it's not. Logically, it's not possible. For Carapace/Nino, while he did have his own episode, it was more character building than really lore significant. While King Monkey/Kim is an idiot and gullible, I just don't see him falling for more tricks again after what happened in Sleeping Siren. Pegasus/Max, however, did get that love letter from Cerise. For a reason I still don't know, and I'm still confused, but I don't think Max is a traitor because from like a story point, it would just not be as fulfilling. For Miss Hound/Sabrina as well, it wouldn't make sense for her to be the traitor. She's no longer a pushover who lets people walk all over her, and she's gone her self-growth and Daddy Cop and Queen of the Dreadzone. But then again, we all know what the writers like to do to self-redeeming characters. It's also not going to be Bunix/Alex because she needs to keep the timeline safe, and things would already be chaos if she was the traitor. And again, with Minotaurix/Ivan and Polymouse/Milen, they didn't really have lore significant storylines this season, even if they had their own episode. And the same goes for Purple Tigress/Julica and Pigella/Rose, who didn't even get their own episode. They kinda just sort of shared one in Pamkami. But the only thing sinister about them is the doomed and doomed jury that I can smell coming from a mile away. Now that that's out of the way, we can now talk about the candidates who might be the traitor. Some have more evidence than others, so for this we'll be using this chart. Introducing the probability pyramid! With 4 rows, it is very easy to memorize. The bottom row is for people that have a 0.001% chance of being the traitor, but I still have to include them for lore purposes. Our second row is for characters that are probably not the traitor, but I'm still including them anyway. Our third row is for maybe traitor, maybe red herring. Those are previous events in the season. And our top row is reserved for our VIP, or villainous important persons, or very interesting persons. Whatever you want to call it, the top row is for character or characters who have the highest probability of being the traitor. On the bottom row we have, drum roll please. I said, drum roll please. Why thank you. On the bottom row we have Viperian/Luca. This whole season, Luca has been such a vague character, especially in Mr. Regress, where he tells Marinette that he knows things and that he also has secrets before wanting to take the Ladybug Miraculous. While this is a huge red flag, my theory is that he doesn't have information on Cerise, but rather it's information on the kingdom. The mysterious secret society cult thing that seems to be made up of the world's most powerful people. There's a popular theory that Bob Roth is a part of it, and maybe he told something to Jagged, who then told Luca. Or maybe it could have something to do with his information that he got when training with Master Suhan. Regardless, Luca cannot be the traitor because of how much he loves Marinette, and if he was, Cerise would already know both Ladybug and Cat Noir's identities, and right now, we only know that she's suspicious of Marinette. Now on to the second row of the pyramid we have Vesperia/Zoe and Rena Rouge/Alia. Do I personally think either of them are the traitor? No. However, they are both probable answers. This whole season, Vesperia has been going on a vigilante arc, disguising herself as his character Fury. She thinks that she isn't giving people the real justice Paris needs, and starts tracking down the bullies and everyday bad guys, putting scare into them so that they can stop. with our main target being that one group of boys. Some like to call them snips, snails, and the third one. Others will call them gay, gayer, and gayest. However, I like to call him the evil homophobic white boy polycule. Basically, she's on that vigilante shit doing the "you have failed the city" stuff. But I don't think she's the traitor. We already know that she'll get in trouble at some point for her actions as Fury. Her secret identity is bound to be revealed at some point. This is why I don't think it would make sense for her to betray the team twice. As for Rena, we know that all season she's been concerned for Marinette. She knows that something is wrong and that she isn't revealing the whole truth about what happened the day Gabriel died. We see this in how she tries every possibility with her illusions to find out the truth, and in Revelator, she found that truth, but her memory was quickly wiped out by Cat Noir. I've been as careful as possible in trying not to look at any teaser trailers or photos for Nemesis. I do, though, know that Alia will come close to find out the truth due to the synopsis on IMDb. As it reads, as Marinette feels Alia's getting closer and closer to her secrets, Ladybug comes up with a plan to flush out the new butterfly holder. One thing that I noticed, though, was the fact that Alia wasn't really mad about the information she got in Revelator, but rather the fact that she would have to lie. If Marinette tells Alia what happened and says she's going to tell Adrian, the outcome will be very different from her reaction in Revelator. She will be able to comfort Marinette more and see how that lie was eating her. Besides, saying how much she hates lying, while that's already a red herring, Cerise would have told her the truth about Gabriel already, and we wouldn't see her go through all that trouble to find it out herself. And now that leaves 2 rows left. On our 3rd row, we have our favorite pairs of know-it-alls, Ryuko/Kagami and Argo/Felix. Both Kagami and Felix know that Marinette is Ladybug, and that Gabriel was actually Monarch. In the episode Yaxi goes in, they both go to Marinette for her to hide their rings that contains the Amoxa Creatum in her yo-yo so that no one can access them or control them or damage them. Unknowingly at the same time, though, Cerise and Kagami's mother, Tomio Tsurugi, are trying to devise a plan to break up the couple by stealing Felix's ring and controlling him, as well as having an insight to the Miraculous. But her plan goes south, and Marinette is able to keep the ring safe. The two are a liability, and can easily be controlled by Cerise. The only counter to this point is the fact that Kagami has no idea that Cerise is the new Butterfly and Miraculous holder, let alone that her mother hasn't changed and is working with her, and it's still not clear if Kagami and Cerise are actually sisters or if she just sees Tomio as another mother figure. As for Felix, we didn't really get any more of him this season, unlike Kagami, so we can cross off the 2 off our trailer list. Now is the part where the audience realizes that the only thing we have left is the top of the pyramid, and which characters are left. And no, I didn't forget them. And as much as I hate it, the probability is there staring us in the face. At the top of the probability pyramid, I have Capra Kid/Nathaniel and Rooster Bold/Mark. I want to say it's not true. I want to say there's gotta be another solution, but the numbers don't lie. There's a ton of evidence to support them being the traitor, and not a lot to say otherwise. Nathaniel got his own episode in May of 2025, and after it released, it was the top-rated episode on IMDb for, I believe, a week. It followed Mark and Nathaniel finishing their last comic in the series, and Nathaniel having to stand up to his mother about it. The whole episode was meant to be a Prideless special, which would then mark the 3-month-long hiatus until Vampicami came out as the Halloween special. The whole episode was a beautiful allegory for Mark and Nathaniel's relationship, portrayed through their characters Sunheart and Ringfiercer. However, before the end credit scene started, Cerise said something peculiar.
Daniel Kurtzberg, what's your true face?
What's your true face? And sure enough, in the next scene, we see Nathaniel reveal his identity as Capra Kid to Mark, and vice versa as Mark reveals his Rooster Bold. This is my main evidence for Traitor Nathaniel. Cerise is saying this line as if she already knows Nathaniel's identity. Furthermore, when Cerise was assuming her identity as Lila at school, she was normally seen around Nathaniel, having sat next to him for the majority of the year. And while this is just a theory, some people speculate that the brick wall symbol in the kingdom is a representation of Nathaniel's mother, because she's an architect. And maybe Nathaniel himself was also created using the Peacock Miraculous, It would explain why he was so quick to no longer work on comics and destroy the copies he had made with Mark. The kingdom is so set on creating a perfect world, and calling Adrian Kagami the perfect couple. And we already know that Audrey's new son, Noe, is likely replaced Gabriel and became the new Diamond, and there's no doubt that he's probably a sentient being, for just showing up out of nowhere. Maybe the kingdom wants to create the perfect world by creating the perfect human using the Peacock Miraculous. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Regardless if Nathaniel is a sentient being, or if Cerise is in the kingdom, they still have a past history and she still probably knows that Nathaniel is Capra Kid. Which brings me to my next point. 2 days before Secret Protocol was released, a photo was posted that showed the Rooster Miraculous with the caption 2 days below it. Many fans thought that maybe we would finally get the long-awaited Mark episode, and maybe even the one that finally showed Mark and Nathaniel kissing like they did in the title card for Sleeping Siren. It happened off screen, guys. However, Secret Protocol instead follow Marinette's paranoia as she takes every careful step to ensure her Miraculous doesn't get stolen. This includes being suspicious of her uncle that randomly shows up as a surprise for Marinette's mother's birthday. The plot twist in the end, however, is the fact that her uncle was still in China, and the person there was actually Cerise. This leads Marinette to revealing her identity to her parents. The reason why the Mr. Miraculous photo is so important here is that it gives the power to choose any power for the user as long as it's not one already belonging to another Miraculous holder. If Mark and Cerise were working together, then she could have used his Miraculous to give herself the power of shapeshifting. While that might not be the case, Mark and the Rooster Miraculous definitely had something to do with the events in Secret Protocol. My final thoughts are, if Mark and Nathaniel were both the traitor, Nathaniel would have betrayed the group first, and then after the ruler, Mark would join him. Now, obviously, I don't want it to be the traitor. I've been a Mark Daniel shipper since the day Mark entered the show. And I like Doomed Yao as much as the next guy, but I hope it won't be Byler Doomed. We need at least one pair of writer extra to go well. But honestly, I think Evil Nathaniel could be such a cool concept. It's very variant-like. And I could get a lot out of Mark Daniel angst. But whoever the traitor is, one thing I know for sure is that Ladybug's plan to lure Cerise will fail. And it will fail because whoever the traitor is would have told her. And whoever the traitor is will be revealed at the end of the episode. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. This is the longest video I've made to date, and I have more stuff coming soon, I swear. But as always, stay PG.